This is the June 6th, 2018 meeting of the Shelburne Development Review Board. And here we are. We're just on 7 o'clock. And I guess the first thing that I have to do is open it up and see if there's any member of the public who has any public comment to make on items that are not on the agenda. It seems not. I will ask my fellow DRB members if they have any conflicts of interest with any items on the agenda tonight.
Nope.
Nothing. Okay. So then we'll move on to item 3, which is scheduled for 7:10, but as always, we arrive a little early. That's the approval of the minutes from our May 16th, 2018 meeting. Does anybody on the board have any comments or corrections? I don't. I'm not hearing any. In which case, I shall make a motion to approve the minutes of our May 16th, 2018 meeting as they stand.
Second.
Thank you. Seconded by Lisa. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. The next item on our agenda is design review application DR 18-14, but it's not scheduled till 7:15. Is there anybody here to speak to that application? No. No. This is an application by 802 Lee Properties LLC for 935 Falls Road.
We got a little footnote that says, or completion of item 3.
It's
So we're
true,
good.
it's
We're
true,
good.
but then,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
here
it.
for the Lee property.
That's it.
okay. All right, so then let's look at DR 18-14, which is an application by 802 Lee Properties LLC for a new roof and 5 replacement windows on the second floor, updates to a rail system on the exterior stairway, and replacement of the rear deck. The property is at 935 Falls Road and located in the Shelburne Falls Mixed-Use District, the Stormwater Overlay District, and the Village Design Review Overlay District. Okay, so you're here to tell us about this?
Yes.
So then if you could stand and make your way to the microphone. Raise your right hand, please. And do you hereby swear or affirm that the evidence that you're going to give us in this matter will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. So if you can introduce yourself and then, I guess, just give us an overview of what you're...
Okay. My name's Allan Mackenzie from K&E Construction. Basically, what we want to do to the property is get a new roof on there using the same existing materials, the same like materials, just new, and preferably some that don't leak. Throughout the whole property there, all the roofing will be replaced. There is going to be the rail on the outside. Some of it is low. I have to raise it to at least 32 inches to the rest of it. I think there was a sketch that I kind of made there. Nothing else is going to change. It's just actually raising that middle section where we need it there. The rest of it is already at 32 inches using the same materials. I think there's one post I have to replace. Again, it's going to be the same post, just one that's not rotten. Let's see, on the outside towards the back of the building, there's a small deck that needs a few new decking boards to be replaced. And I believe that was all that we're going to do to the exterior as of now.
Okay.
The rest of it, let's see, I'll try to, in the apartments above, I'm gonna relocate a door in a bedroom, put in 5 new windows, replacement windows, remodel the upstairs apartment bathroom where we had a considerable amount of water issues from the roofing leak. Basically just replacing sheetrock and insulation and that kind of stuff. Those exactly, you know, the same materials and stuff that was there.
Any questions from the board?
The windows that you're replacing, are they the front-facing windows?
Nope. All the windows that I'm replacing would be on the east and west. Actually, it's pretty much east and south side of the building.
So the south side would be
Actually,
the
there
front.
is one on the west, excuse me.
So I recall the south face is towards the road, correct?
Right, and then, and I mean north.
Let's try this again.
Right.
So are you going to be replacing
You're gonna
any,
be good, though.
are you replacing any of the windows that face the road?
No.
Okay. Got it. Bummer.
I am replacing one of the windows that has the road to the, you know, the building to the back area
Yes,
parking
yeah.
lot. That,
Okay.
I am doing one of those.
Okay.
Okay, but it doesn't sound like much to the front there.
Nope.
No, the front's pretty much, there's no work that I'm doing as of that, now to that.
Okay,
And the other thing, in the store area, I'm basically gonna build a new bathroom. They have an existing bathroom, but, it's kind of not well thought out, well planned. I'm gonna actually build a better one on the store level. And, you know, they're basically, there's gonna be no water changes. It's just, they'll use a different bathroom instead of the one that they're using now.
okay. So then I will make a motion to grant design review approval to 802 Lee Properties LLC, Allan Mackenzie, for a new roof, 5 replacement windows on the second floor, updating of the rail system on the exterior stairway, and replacement of the rear deck at 935 Falls Road, with the condition that a zoning permit will be required prior to the commencement of construction. Thank you. Seconded again by Lisa. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passed. Thank you.
Great.
So item 5 on the agenda is application CU 18-03, SP 18-05, and DR 18-12, which is the application by Mendy, is it Mitiguy? Okay, for the enclosure of an existing 16 by 10 foot porch for use as an office space for the existing retail store. And there's a request for an amendment to the previous conditions of approval regarding signage. The property is at 30 Harbour Road and is located in the Village Centre District, the Village Design Review Overlay District, and the Stormwater Overlay District. So, is somebody here to speak to this for us? Yes. So, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence that you are about to give us in this matter will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Okay, so just identify yourself and then, I don't know, do we need an overview or just go with questions maybe? Go on then.
Let's
You
go
have a
for an
question?
overview. So what are you trying to do?
So I'm Mendy from Mendy's Clothing with 30 Harbor Road, and we have an existing open deck space off the back side of our building, and I would like to enclose that back deck space to make an office for the business. And so currently there's an upstairs apartment, so we need to take the stairway off and take down both the upper deck and the lower deck and replace it with an enclosed exact same size, same footprint. We're just going to enclose the downstairs and put a slightly slanted roof so the water can slide off, and then rebuild the deck above the slanted roof and reattach the existing stairs. So it should all be the exact same footprint. And we're going to add on that, we'll add 2 windows and 1 French style doorway to enter and exit through the office.
Right.
I guess the conditional use on signage here?
So when I was applying, a couple months ago, I was going to redo my sign, the Mendy sign, and I came in and I went through the design review board and I was approved. And then when I came in to enclose the back porch, we were looking up previous information, and we noticed that there was a conditional use back in 1995. I'm not sure that said there could only be one sign, but which was odd because we've had two signs there forever, even way back when Jamie Two Coats was there. And so why we were doing that, it was recommended to me to put that in the agenda so that that could be squared up.
Two signs or?
Yes.
So you said that there's an apartment upstairs.
There
and that
is.
you're going to be removing the stairway and then replacing it.
Yes.
During the construction, how will the folks get to the second floor
There's
apartment?
there's an entryway in the front,
Okay.
in the inside, and it's the main stairs.
Okay.
And right now, the existing deck to the apartment is not in code because it was grandfathered claused in years ago. So when we redo the deck, it will all be up to code.
So Robbie, it doesn't look as if there are any concerns, just looking at the staff report. So it's not, the proposed work is not making the lot any more non-conforming. The expansion is not further encroaching into the side yard setback. I mean, it doesn't seem as if there are issues.
So are they allowed two signs now, representing two businesses?
They have two signs. Is
Okay,
that,
so that's, we just have to catch that up?
is the,
I'm trying to remember if they have two signs.
Wait.
They have two signs?
We have two signs. We've
Mendy's
had
and-
two signs way back when Jamie Two Coats was there, which was probably back in 1995.
I drive by there.
The Taylor, right?
And now, when Jamie Two Coats left and the
Oh.
Taylor went in,
Got it.
we replaced the Jamie Two Coats sign with the Taylor sign. So there's been two there.
And then maybe we should just be clear that two signs are one per business or something like that,
So the
so that you can't have two signs.
there was
for one
there's
business.
something on there that says about how many square footage per is allowed in the historical village. And so what we did was I held up on having the sign company make my signs because we also sell shoes and we wanted people to know that. So we were going to do a Mendy sign and then a shoe sign and a tailoring sign. And that was approved by the design review. But when I started to look into this project, I held everything up because I didn't know what the situation was going to be. And they said that they shouldn't be a problem as long as you stay within the square footage, but that I needed to make sure it was approved, so.
So the existing, I mean, we don't, we're just looking at the staff report that says the existing,
So regarding the
Condition
signage,
is-
you can find it on page 2, under request to amend previous condition of approval. In the zoning bylaw 1970.7, that the part that's italicized, the two retail stores, that is verbatim. And that is what should be amended for this.
okay, yeah, so the condition is the two retail stores should be treated by the town as a single business for the purpose of outdoor display permits.
So that's the old.
That's the condition.
That's the existing,
Old slash current.
well,
Okay,
that's the existing condition on that property.
But the
So,
board here voted recently to approve 3 signs, is that what I'm hearing?
The
no,
design review,
Design review.
HPDRC did,
Okay.
okay.
well, 3 signs? I thought
Yeah.
you got permission for,
from the design review board, but
right, but.
Same-
Based on the square footage though, right?
yes,
Right.
same amount of square footage, but the tailoring sign basically be split in two, and one would say tailoring, the other one would say the perfect shoes.
Right. Okay. And so
Two physical signs.
you're,
Three, actually, off one hanging, you know, the existing hanging bracket will be the same, but there'll be, the Mendy's oval is gonna be replaced, and then two smaller slats in place of the square Chem's creative sewing.
okay. And at the moment, in terms of the general rules, Ravi, there's a limitation on sign per square footage. Is that what you said? Okay.
There's sign per square footage, but for this instance, it is a sign for the zoning district, for the village center specifically. That with the village center that you see in your staff report, it is that the two retail stores are treated as a single business, and therefore can only have one sign per building.
Right.
One sign area, and divide up however
So-
you want. It's kind of what I interpret it as.
That's,
So I don't know if
That's
we
what
need to
they're
take, I don't
looking
think we
for?
need to take any action.
well, we
One,
do.
one location for this. You don't have like a sign here and a sign there and a sign there.
Correct.
It's one location.
Yep, one location,
What we need to do is
So
basically,
the allotted square footage split up
Right.
differently now.
I think you start getting into like definition of, so what is a sign? Because you could say this is just like one location, you got one bar or whatever hanging from another and hanging from another.
Right, so Dean just, when we were going over it, he
Yeah.
said this really needs to be cleared up,
Yeah.
so.
So then could we just approve the,
remove this condition.
remove the condition? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Because that would probably,
The line of the two retail stores within the building should be treated by the town as a single business for the purpose of outdoor display permits per the amended sign code. So,
I mean,
So you could take that two ways. You could take that as a stand, or you could take that as actual,
right. it's
Signs.
not
Or we could
clear.
also make a condition that the sign is placed as described today, you know, through testimony, or I don't, I mean,
I think,
or just remove.
I think we should just, if we struck this condition,
The 1995.
and then basically then by default, they've got to comply with the sign ordinance.
Yeah.
And that's based on square footage, whether it's, you know, one big sign or three small signs,
Yep, okay,
that's essentially what Jeff was getting at.
Yeah,
Yes.
strictly.
so
So,
I would-
okay.
I'd be glad to make a motion then to, where's our draft motion here? It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere.
Page 5.
Page 5, thank you. So I would move to finalize the record and close this hearing for application CU 1803, SP 1804, and DR 1812, and authorize staff to prepare a decision indicating approval of the application as depicted within the materials filed within the record with the following conditions. One, that a zoning permit shall be required prior to commencing any land development, and two, that the condition as stated in the staff report from 1995 is, I guess we're rescinding that or removing that condition from the record.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passed.
thank you.
Good luck. Okay, so the final item, number 6 on the agenda tonight is application CU 1804 and SP 1806, which is an application by the Town of Shelburne for a temporary relocation of the Pierson Library and associated activities to the Shelburne Field House. The property at 166 Athletic Drive is located in the residential district. And we have somebody to explain this to us. So if you could raise your right hand, please. Do you hereby swear or affirm that the evidence that you're about to give us in this matter will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, and I'm Kevin Unrath, the library director.
Right, thank you. Okay, so a temporary relocation.
Yes, we plan to use the temporary library until the new library is open, which currently is scheduled for June of 2019. So we'd be there from mid-July until June of the following year.
Okay. I mean, I guess looking at the staff report, which is where we start, it didn't seem as if, I mean, it seems as if our powers in this are pretty limited anyway because of the statute. So, I don't know, did staff have any concern, Robbie?
We adhered to that statute and referred back to it with this case.
Sorry, say that again?
We adhered to that statute and referred back to it in this case.
Questions?
I had a question about the change in traffic. That you're anticipating very little change in traffic.
So last year, the library saw 60,000 visits by people. That would also include people who use the historic town hall. Based on previous temporary library locations, I would say our traffic will be somewhat lower because we'll be in a facility that's a third of the size, and we also won't have that town hall traffic. So I would guess we'll probably have about 45,000 people. That's just a guess, but 75%. And then I expect that currently we have about 20% of our traffic comes in either on bicycles or on foot. Most of that is from the community school, since we get lots of kids after school. So that would be 36,000 people who are visiting in cars. And so some of those cars would have more than one person in it. So if you do I have the detailed math, but I would anticipate about 7 cars per hour for every hour that we're open, or about 1 car every 8.5 minutes. So, and there are 48 parking spots outside of the entrance that we have, and so we don't anticipate there being too much of an issue with traffic with cars.
Are you still planning?
Traffic would have been coming up Harbor Road anyways from like the west and Davis Park.
Right.
So it's not 100% new traffic to that road.
True.
Are you
Yeah.
still planning? I mean, there was something I saw in this when I was reviewing it. I can't find it right now, but it implied that maybe you weren't going to be having the same activities, or that it was like limited services or something like that.
So we do, just because of the size of the space, we won't be able to have as much in the way of our collection. We'll have probably about 80% of our collection, I think we'll be able to squeeze in.
Okay.
But we won't have quite as much, and we won't have as much space for programs. We won't have the town hall space. We'll still have things like story time and book groups, but a lot of our programming we're planning to do off-site.
Okay.
So, for example, we have cookbook club, and we already have plans to have that in other locations.
Okay.
And some of the staff are going to be doing programming in places like senior living communities or in preschools during the year. Since we don't anticipate being as busy, we thought it was a good year for them to work on outreach. And so we do expect to do a lot of programming, but some of that programming is not going to be on
Slightly
site.
different. Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I think from my review of this, that given that this is a temporary location, for not that long, I really don't see any issues that are in front of us.
Yeah, and that's still, even hearing those details, it still sounds like potentially, I mean, one car every 8.5 minutes, additional, I mean, I've sat in the traffic after dropping kids off at lacrosse, and
Yes.
you crawl up whatever road,
Yeah,
I
and
imagine more people coming out of.
And the times when there's the jamborees, it takes quite some time to
Yeah,
get in and out, and there aren't spots to be had, but
yeah, but I mean, like you
it's
say,
temporary.
it's temporary. Yeah,
No matter where we have a temporary site for this, you'll run into the same problem, and given that that's a commercial
Yeah.
site already, it's,
Yeah, we looked at about 20 different possible sites, including where we are right now, actually. And none of them were really nearly as viable as the field house in terms of accessibility or distance to the school or a good space that the fire marshal would approve for public occupancy for a library. So we did a walkthrough with them, and they thought that it was a reasonable space to have members of the public in for a library.
okay. Okay, so then, any other questions?
So what are we voting on? Change of use?
Yes, I believe so. Anybody in the audience have any comments? Don't think I've said that today. Yeah, we're voting to allow them to move to the field house. I mean, I suppose
Yep.
what they've said is,
Conditional use, I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically, it's a conditional use is what we're voting on.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
put a time frame on it so it's not there forever. I don't know if that would be appropriate or not.
well, it's got June 2019 here, so it's like, so
yes,
gotta keep that project on schedule.
yeah,
I guess if you want to really word it so everybody's safe, it's upon completion of the renovations.
Right.
then,
But what, that's completion of
well,
Well,
Just
do
to
we,
be
do we
difficult.
care how long it takes? I'm trying to think of the impact. You know, really only impact is just the traffic flow, and we already said it, that's not an issue.
I mean, not
So we
really.
really don't,
well, the traffic flow is an issue whether the library is there or not.
yeah.
I mean, that's the reality.
exacerbation of the traffic flow, though. But I don't see that we can really say anything except as long as it takes.
Right.
Really.
Like,
Can we?
when you're done, I'm sure you're gonna
Make
want to
sure
move
you
in
move
anyway.
back
so-
into that nice new building.
I would make a motion then to finalize the record and close this hearing with indication of approval for application CU 1804 and SP 18-06. Authorize staff to prepare a decision indicating approval of this application as depicted within the materials filed for the record with the following conditions. One, that this conditional use shall be in force on that site until the library renovation is complete and they have vacated the premises.
Okay,
So this is a closed-end conditional use approval.
and second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Okay,
Thank you.
motion carried, thanks. So then under other business, then perhaps, I think Ravi wanted me to mention that the golf course, so Quiniesca have asked for another extension, which is
Wait, the golf course or the development?
the whole.
The golf
The left or the right?
No, the
East or the west side?
Depends, which way you're looking for.
East or west side?
Which one?
The housing development
Okay.
is still caught up with water issues.
Ah.
So he
Oh,
wanted
they haven't
us-
closed that deal? I thought that was
Sorry.
unraveled. Okay. So do we
I
have
mean, we
to,
don't-
is that gonna come to us and they're gonna have to ask for an extension?
Next.
Is there some limit or anything to,
So I did inquire, and Dean's forwarded me the wording of the rule, which essentially says that we can give them an extension for good cause.
Okay.
And I think that's what we considered the last time, and it was good cause, so it probably is. Again, there's nothing that says we can only give them one, or,
Okay.
so. But that will be on the agenda next.
are there, I mean, I guess, are there limits to how many times they can ask for an extension before it's like,
The good cause, you've outrun your good cause.
yeah, you know, like, what is it, fish or cut bait? What is that, the
But
phrase?
it's not, it's not
I don't
their
know.
fault, though. It'd be something if they're like,
Nothing that they're doing.
if it was something they were.
I'm sure they want this thing approved.
But they're not.
They're not doing it for sport, I'm sure.
So I
I
just
think the
wanted
worst
to-
thing is when, what happens is if people don't get an extension and it expires, and then they've gotta start all over again.
Oh,
So
that happened.
that's happened to us
Yeah.
quite a few times.
Right. So it's, yeah. they're
It's
doing the best.
costly and time-consuming for everybody.
So that's gonna come to us at some point, or we're
Next,
already?
next meeting,
It'll
I
have to,
think,
yeah.
so.
So are we scheduled out throughout the rest of the summer, or are there any where we don't have enough?
We don't
people.
have, we had already talked about the,
July 4th.
Right.
We're not going to have a
The
meeting.
first, the first July Wednesday is not happening.
but what did we
Right.
decide about June the 20th? Cause you're gone, I'm gone, feel like someone else said that they were gone.
So do we
I think we-
queued up for that next meeting?
For June 20th? Yes.
That one.
And I'll send out your
That's-
packets, hopefully early next week.
So what about early
And I'll
next
send out your packets hopefully early next week.
week? All right. Any other business?
Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, I should have done that right at the beginning. I'm always, because I haven't done enough meetings yet, I'm always like, okay, what do I have to do? Welcome, Ravi. Thank you for handling your first meeting. And I will now make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.